Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this meeting of the Perth and Kinross Integration Joint Board of Friday, the 20th of June 2025. We'll do welcome and apologies. We're joined online by the Vice Chair, Mr. Jones, and we have with us here in the chamber for his first meeting as the GP rep. Welcome, Dr. Daniel Smith. We're also joined by online Lisa Milligan, David Shaw and Gillian Galloway. Gillian Galloway is the executive lead for primary care at NHS Tayside. Dr. Shaw is the operational medical director for primary care, and Lisa Milligan is the service manager for primary care. Are there any other? We also have an apology from Councillor Frampton with Councillor Grant Stewart substituting. I'm not going to go through all of the other members online or in the chamber, if that's okay with everyone. Are there any declarations of interest in items on the agenda before us today? No. Okay. So we're holding this first 2 minutes of the meeting in public, but it's recommended that the public and press should be excluded during consideration of the following item, which is P1, continuation of general medical services at Cart Medical Practice, an update on the options appraisal and procurement process in order to avoid disclosure of information exempt in terms of Schedule 7A to the Local Government Scotland Act. Can we, the board, agree to hear that item in private? Thank you very much. So for those online, we now need you to go to the other meeting invite, which I think will say private on it, and anybody in the chat as well in the room will need to go to the other meeting. But Councillor McCall, you've got a question.
Well, it's kind of an extra item that we hadn't considered, but given the events in Perth over the weekend, the role in the Health and Social Care Partnership, I just wondered if in the public part of the meeting, the Chief Officer might wish to say a few words to the other board members and to the public. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Councillor McCall. Sorry, I was concentrating on trying to get us and get us through the process of getting into a private session, but you're right. Chief Officer, please.
Well, thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity to say a few words. Many of the members of the IJB were present at the council meeting on Wednesday, where there was huge recognition for the council's response and the multi-agency response to the tragic events of the weekend, where we had a fatal fire not too far from here in South Street, Scott Street, South Street Junction. And really just to commend the work of many of our staff within the Health and Social Care Partnership out of hours over the weekend, providing that emergency response, which many have commented upon in terms of its person-centeredness and supportive approach to people in very difficult circumstances, many of whom have lost their home, all of their property, and not likely to return to that home, and others who were evacuated for a short period of time, and others who may still have a bit of time before they can return home. So that very early response, multi-agency, working in real close partnership and collaboration with our housing colleagues, Red Cross, and right across the council and multi-agency resilience partnership. We were represented there, and I would like to express my gratitude, and I'm sure you do, to all of the staff who stepped up and stepped into that. And because their commitment in those circumstances is really unsurpassed. We are thinking about what does that mean in terms of the long-term support for people, particularly in terms of that support for mental health and well-being, and trauma-focused intervention that we may need to supply over a period of time, and thinking about how we could establish additional resource to support that. So we're not rushing into that, but we'll consider that very carefully so that we can provide the very best support on a longer term basis for people, recognising that there's the immediate impact of this, but there's also a longer term impact of that. So we'll keep the IGB appraised of that. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the other thing I would say is that the council as a whole is looking at the financial implications for all of this, and obviously I haven't had a chance to speak to Donna yet, but there's a meeting of the Finance and Resources Committee next week to start looking at how, you know, funds can be understood either from the council funds or elsewhere. And there's also Scottish Government have confirmed it falls into a particular category for support, but it's too early to quantify any of that yet. So hopefully we'll get more information over the coming days and weeks.
Thank you, Councillor McCall. Thank you, Chief Officer, and I'm sure the whole board would want to echo the sentiments expressed. Okay, members, we'll now move into the private session. So for anybody joining online, that'll be the one marked private and starting at 14:05. Thanks very much.